Today, Apple unveiled 4 new iPhones, bringing with them some innovative new features and upgrading others. Let's get into it. Now, what you're looking at here is not an iPhone 13, it is in fact an iPhone 14. We are going to look at not only the iPhone 14, but also the iPhone 14 Plus, which is the first time we have seen the Plus branding used on an iPhone since 2017. Now, why is this called iPhone 14 Plus instead of iPhone 14 Max, as nearly all the rumors suggested? Though naming it iPhone 14 Max would create consistency with the iPhone 14 Pro Max, the Plus branding is more straightforward, associated with larger but not necessarily better iPhones, like the iPhone 6 Plus or iPhone 8 Plus. And the iPhone 8 Plus was positioned below the iPhone 10 when that trio launched in 2017, meaning it does not carry the same elite status as the Max branding. And also, customers will not be as confused. And also, you may note the obvious lack of an iPhone 14 mini, and long story short with that, the iPhone 12 mini and 13 mini were commercial failures. Like, really failures. The iPhone 12 mini and 13 mini sold extremely poorly. Now let's get to the price. The iPhone 14, like the iPhone 13 that came before it, starts at $800 for a 128GB model, and goes up to $1,100 for a 512GB model. The iPhone 14 Plus, on the other hand, starts at $900 for the 128GB model and goes up to $1,200 for the 512GB model. Pre-orders for both models will start September the 9th, and the iPhone 14 will be officially available on September the 16th, though the iPhone 14 Plus will be available on October the 7th. Both devices are available in 5 colors, Midnight and Starlight, which carry over from the iPhone 13, as well as a new product, Red, which appears brighter in my eye, and also new is a Purple, which kind of looks like the iPhone 11's purple, and a Blue, which reminds me of the Sierra Blue on the iPhone 13 Pro. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these colors. Now, what you really want to know about these devices, the specs. Both devices use the A15 Bionic found in the iPhone 13 Pro, which is different than the one found in the iPhone 13 and 2022 iPhone SE, because the one found in the iPhone 13 Pro has 5 GPU cores, whereas the one found in the iPhone 13 has 4 GPU cores. Another point of interest is the cameras. They got upgraded as usual. There is a new 12 megapixel main camera with f1.5 aperture, and like the iPhone 13, comes with sensor shift stabilization. Apple claims a 49% improvement in low light image quality, and additionally says night mode is twice as fast. Also, the true depth camera has been upgraded with a new 12 megapixel sensor with f1.9 aperture, and for the first time in any iPhone's front-facing camera, autofocus. And another thing to mention has been that deep fusion image processing will be applied earlier in the image pipeline, which Apple says will improve low light performance and color rendering, which it's calling Photonic Engine. And video recording will get a new stabilization mode dubbed Action Mode, using the sensor for gimbal-like steadiness. Both models support emergency SOS, which is emergency messaging through communication satellites should you be out of range of a cell signal, and this has been rumored for quite some time. And how it works is the phone's antennas can connect to satellite frequencies. Now, Apple says it can take less than 15 seconds to send a message with a clear view of the sky, and the interface guides users where to point their phones and also walks them through the steps to connect with emergency services and whatnot. Now, it's possible to use the Find My app to share locations without sending a message. And it's free for 2 years with iPhone 14 models. Now, on an unrelated note, all iPhone 14s and 14 Pros, in the US anyway, will not have a physical SIM tray. Basically going all in on eSIM. Just wanted to get that out there. Speaking of the iPhone 14 Pro, you're not hallucinating. The notch has been replaced with a pill-shaped cutout at the top, which kind of looks like that of the Samsung Galaxy S10 5G, but it's actually useful. Why is it useful? Notifications and alerts can adapt and move around this new cutout, which Apple calls the dynamic island. For the first time on an iPhone, the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max will include an always-on display that works with the new lock screen widget feature in iOS 16. It will support information like reminders, calendar, events, and weather without having to wake the display. There's even a sleep state for iOS 16 wallpapers to darken them so as to use less battery power. And like the iPhone 14 14 Plus, the iPhone 14 Pro offers a 6.1-inch display, and the iPhone 14 Pro Max offers a 6.7-inch display. On the pricing side, despite rumors of a price increase, the iPhone 14 Pro starts at $1,000 for a 120GB model and goes up to $1,500 for a 1TB model. The iPhone 14 Pro Max starts at $1,100 for a 120GB model and goes up to $1,600 for a 1TB model. Both models are available for pre-order September the 9th and will officially be available September the 16th. In terms of colors, there are 4 colors to choose from: Space Black, which replaces graphite on the 13 Pro, Silver, Gold, and Deep Purple. The iPhone 14 Pro, unlike the iPhone 14, uses the A16 Bionic chip, and what Apple has focused on with this chip is power efficiency, display, and camera. The new chip uses a 4nm process, includes 2 high-performance cores that use 20% lower power, as well as 4 efficiency cores. It also helps power the animations found in the Dynamic Island feature, and will power Apple's new camera system. Every iPhone since the 6S has had a 12-megapixel camera, but that changes here. The iPhone 14 gets a new 48-megapixel main camera using a quad-pixel sensor with f1.78 aperture and 24mm focal length, which does offer improvements to low-light photography. For most photos, the sensor will take 12-megapixel binned photos to maximize light capture. This allows Apple to crop the sensor to deliver true 2x zoom at a 48mm focal length. The new ultra-wide camera offers improvements to macro photography and, according to Apple, a 3x improvement in low light conditions. Apple also upgraded the flash on the iPhone 14 camera system so it's twice as bright and reacts to the focal length of photos. And regarding video, this does get action mode as well as an upgraded cinematic mode, which can now do 4K at either 24 or 30 FPS. And contrary to what rumors suggested, this does not take 8K video. As far as battery life for both the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro go, being that Apple doesn't officially state battery capacity, we have to look at what they say how long it will last in certain scenarios, such as video playback. They say that the iPhone 14 will last up to 20 hours while playing videos, and the iPhone 14 Plus will last up to 26 hours while playing videos. The iPhone 14 Pro, on the other hand, will last up to 23 hours while playing videos, but the iPhone 14 Pro Max will last up to 29 hours while playing videos. And as far as RAM is concerned, this is also something that Apple does not officially disclose. But if I had to guess, I would say that the iPhone 14 Pro models have 6 gigabytes of RAM, and that the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus have either 4 or 6 gigabytes. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the other phones that are sticking around. Both the iPhone 13 and 13 mini are sticking around, but for $100 cheaper. The iPhone SE isn't changed, and the iPhone 12 is being sold at $100 discount as well. And the iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 11, and iPhone 12 mini were discontinued. If you found this helpful, then please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next time.